Hi guys, I'm Thomas. I'm an HR specialist, former recruiter, notorious, currently trained an entrepreneur.
And today in this video we're going to talk about the 11 most boring words in the English language. Being, I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn. How boring is that?
Yeah.
Like, how many of those messages have you seen as a recruiter when people are so eager to find a job and want you to...
It's funny because people want something for you, want to connect with you, but they do it unpersonal. They say, I would like to connect with you. And then I would like to reply, why? I'm not gonna send everyone a message, why? But this is my thinking behind when I get a meaningless message inside. I'll be like, okay, this means nothing more than me than just a connection, that's it. It's not a meaningful connection.
It's people like hoarding connections. They're just like building the network and rigging the numbers and like, I need 1,000 of these people for whatever reason because it makes me look cool, because then I get like the 500 plus and not
I got 4,000 followers, so I'm interesting.
Yeah, which makes no sense. And even from a business point of view, like I do a lot of business to business, and I don't even do that. Like I'm not looking for a job in like regards of like working at a company. I'm trying to like build bridges and create connections with people that I would like to work with.
Sustainable connections, kind of.
So I guess even as an entrepreneur being, you want to like go into somebody's profile and go, okay, this guy, like all the way on the bottom it says interests, and somebody has like...
Can you remember the message I sent you when we connected?
I honestly can't for the life of it.
I have a very good memory, so I can recall it. It was something like, yo Maurice, we work kinda in the same work field, kinda. You do, I reckon you do something different, but I see the match with each other, so we should at least link with each other and see maybe what we can do together, maybe in the future. Yeah. Something like that. There was a message with it. It was not, I like to connect and never hear from you. No, I like to connect and try to see if we can do some business together.
Yeah.
It's a different approach than...
and I probably got back to you because
you got back to me.
Now we're here, so
exactly.
it's enticing conversations. You want the connection request to be
meaningful,
and a way to start a conversation. And to be an invite to like start like figuring out common grounds, rapport, and building a connection that goes beyond being on each other's list, and for no apparent reason.
Well, in this case, specifically quality over quantity. I mean, I've literally, I don't have that many followers. I maybe have 3K, which is low in influence land. But those 3K connections, I could say at least 80-90% is in the working field where I work in.
Yeah.
What's related to it. They are former colleagues, former managers, former directors I work with or worked for. It's a meaningful connections. And if I add someone new, I'm really thinking, okay, are they in addition to my network? And when I add them, I don't auto add them. I will add them with a message. Because on LinkedIn it's simple, you can add a note.
Yeah.
And don't use the standard text, because you might as well leave it. Then just make a connection and make the message later. That's no problem. But putting a message, I would like to connect you with LinkedIn. Yeah, you might as well don't. A good example from recruitment is I got resumes where people say I work with Microsoft Office. Or people would say, yeah, I can work well in teams, but also on my own.
Yeah.
You're saying nothing.
What does that mean?
Nothing. The people say what they think they mean. I can adjust myself good. But for example, if somebody would explain, yo, I'm a lone wolf. I like to do my own things, but once in a while I want to spar with teammates. Hey, that's a valid explanation. But I'm good on my own, but also good in teams. It means nothing. Yeah, you say the words, but it has no meaning towards it. But the same, like, I like to connect with you on LinkedIn. You say it, but what does it mean? You want to be in each other's lists? Or what do you want? Where is the connection for? Specify it.
Yeah, and even if you come up with a personalized message, like something that I hate more than coriander is when people just like start selling me their shit like right from the get-go. They go like, oh, I have this with retouchers. There's like so many retouchers in like all places of the planet, and first thing they go like, I want to connect with you. I see you're a photographer. I can send me a sample of your work and I'll retouch it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Please, come on.
But again, that's we talked about in the last video. Your personality is important in this case, especially when you're like doing acquisition online. Don't do acquisition. I never do acquisition. I ask, we have common interests, or I see what you're doing. I'm interested in what you're doing, and just take it from there. And especially don't sell. If you're an entrepreneur, you're doing something bad because you think you're in need of selling it, but you don't. If you commonly give interest to a certain person or a certain company, they're like, okay, but why are you showing interest? Well, my working field isn't actually what you're doing. What are you doing? What are your problems? What are your limitations? And then maybe I'll come with a solution. And that's a different approach.
Yeah.
But first of all, personal connection. Who are you? Why are you working with this company? Can you tell a little bit more about you?
I'm going to be bold enough to say if you have to sell your product is not that good.
Exactly my point. Like 20 years ago, you could say we are the best, or somebody who's calling themselves professional.
Yeah.
We are professional cleaners. You're probably a shitty ass cleaner if you have to sell. If you have to put professional on your name to prove yourself.
I'm not even a professional photographer. I'm
That's funny. He thinks he's an amateur, but in my eyes, he's like, you're the fucking pro. But still, he's like, no, I'm winging it.
I branded myself as the social media photographer of the Netherlands, and I had people reach out to me like, I want to connect to the social media.
Yeah.
So that kind of helped, but I
also
have the work that like backs up my statements.
First, you put the work in, then you said, hey, after my work, I can proclaim myself.
Yeah. If my work looks shit, then nobody will believe that I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And now I can say it because I am actually like my work looks like nobody else.
It's not self-proclaimed, it's something you earned. If you got something earned, then it's okay. I mean, if a lot of people would say, yo, Maurice, you're the guy, you're the best guy I ever worked with, you're a production, this is good. You can take that. You could say, hey, I'm the best. But if you would say it up front, self-proclaimed, I'm the best, in my eyes, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but nobody ever told me I am the social media photographer of this country.
How did you came to the title? Okay, I'm the.
Because I shoot social media campaigns for entrepreneurs and businesses, and nobody else was doing it. So I figured, okay, if nobody else is doing it, then I must be the shit.
That's why I'm the video trainer of
and that works if your stuff looks good.
But that's funny because I have like how you say, competing companies next to like who give video training as well, but they give it more from a simple aspect, and I give it from psychology, HRM, reintegration, coaching, training. I use a lot of
you know what works.
It's not something that I slap together, and we were just discussing it. Should you connect with a competitor? I say yes, because if you do your stuff good, their customers are gonna come on your page as well. If you're good enough, you're not afraid. You don't have to be afraid of the company next to you, because you are you, and you doing your stuff like you do it. Nobody else does it. So you can say you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and especially in this market as being like everybody's these days is like an entrepreneur. Like there's not like I guess the majority of people are going either freelancing or start their own business, and not a lot of people go like work for somebody else these days.
A lot less.
And so being in the position of owning your own product, there's way more value and way more to say in like putting your own stamp of approval on it and getting people to believe what you believe. And I think if you're not behind your own product and don't have faith in what you offer, then there's no way you can expect somebody else.
If you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it. So that's why I'm saying watch out for being arrogant, but if you know you're good at something, You're good at something.
Yeah,
You
there's
don't-
like a thin line between
Yeah.
being a cocky prick and being like being confident and doing everything.
I just pull the line. If you think you're more than you are, you're arrogant. But if you are who you are, you're good at it, you know it, show it.
And I think if people think you're arrogant, then either their level of confidence is very low,
Yep.
so the gap between their state of mind and yours is like something that they can't bridge at this point in time.
the ego
So-
makes it that, oh, he's arrogant.
Yeah.
So I'm not weak. But that's not the
Yeah, that's
strategy.
like on them. So just be you and like just do whatever you want and make some freaking money and
Last but
feel
not
happy.
least, it's a lot more fun to work for yourself in that way than working for a company where you're like, okay, I'm obliged to do this. I mean, a very good example. I don't like being in a traffic jam, but since I've been working for myself, I'll be like, I choose to do this. I choose to go in this time of the day to drive. I mean, it's my choice.
And that's when my buddy Siri kicks in, because then I can just talk to my phone and write like or speak full blogs and content ideas and video scripts. Just on, I go like, hey Siri, open up notes and start, and I just like start yelling at my phone.
It's a good idea.
In mid traffic, and I spend 30 minutes coming up with content ideas and scripts and stuff, and money well spent and time not wasted. So the technology these days is going to help you with all those decisions, and being the single entrepreneur or working for yourself gives you the option to like either work at nights, work in the early mornings, don't do anything during the day,
but
but
give meaning on what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you take it back to like, okay, I would like to connect with you on LinkedIn, exactly the same, because you're doing something which has meaning, you know why you do it. Explain people, yo, I'm connecting, for example, with you. Hey, I connected with you because I see what you're doing is very cool. We are in the same working field. We might be able to work with each other, or I do something for you, or you do something
let's
for me.
record a fucking video.
That was the next step, but we didn't even talk about a video. But after a few chats later, we're like, oh, we could produce some content, or hey, we have both our specialities. We're not afraid to show it on camera, so fuck it, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, and that's how this video came about. And we gave like we started with the 11 most boring words in the English language, and we pretty much like the lid came off and everything just like exploded, and we dropped a ton of knowledge.
But I think most of all, make things meaningful in general. Even if you're getting a glass of water, enjoy the fucking glass of water. It sounds like really like Buddha, like, oh, you have to enjoy everything. Yes. Time is one thing you won't get back, so enjoy what you're doing. And I think sending a message to someone, you could do that like on Mindful, or you could be like, okay, I'm gonna make this connection, I'm gonna look at their page, gonna see what kind of person they are, or try to see to get a gist of it, and try to make a meaningful connection. I think that's very important. Everything what you do, make it meaningful, so you have the long-term benefits, the short-term benefits, and it makes more sense to put a little bit more effort in what you're doing, because you get more back. Simply.
And don't hold yourself back, because what you believe is something that you want others to believe. Like even the itty bitty tiny bits that you take for granted, it's worth something to somebody else.
Well, again, the fish won't say, "Oh, I'm very good at swimming." But if you, and again, in the same analogy, like Einstein said, if you judge a fish on his ability to climb a stairs, then you will think he's incompatible with the rest of his life. Incompetent for the rest of his life. So both analogies, like indeed, you have qualities you don't necessarily put on you. And on the other side, don't judge yourself on parts where it's not really important. For example, I can judge myself, okay, I'm not that good at speaking as a presenter or as an actor. I'm not an actor, I'm not a presenter, so I don't have to.
No.
And I'm an entrepreneur showing some knowledge, so that's it. That's okay.
It's totally fine. Just do whatever you feel like doing, and if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, you haven't reached or you haven't reached the right people yet.
No.
That's it. There's like 8 billion people on this planet, so all you need is a couple thousand to be millionaire. And you, like on social media, you need 25 to 35 people in your community that are active and believe in what you do. and all the others will follow.
But again, to get those 25 people, it's not gonna go by default. You're not gonna add 5,000 people and you're gonna get 20 actual ambassadors for your company. You want to have meaningful connections. Like, I know for sure that if next time Maurice makes a video, I'm gonna like it because I worked with him, but vice versa, it's gonna work as well because we made a deeper connection.
Let me think about that.
If you don't, then it's fine by me. I'm not gonna follow you or unfollow.
Oh my gosh, here we go. We're off to the races.
Yeah.
So before this goes any further and we're just gonna like go absolutely bonkers, I hope you enjoyed this. We took this way beyond the 11 most boring words in the English language. We went totally overboard. So I hope you enjoyed this little conversation and all the extra tidbits of cool stuff that we fitted in this. I don't know how much time we spent on this video anyway.
If you want to comment or discuss it, be welcome. I mean, we're open to discuss it. I love discussions on LinkedIn because people are afraid to discuss. But if they are putting themselves vulnerable, they will go in a discussion under a message. Do that. I'm not afraid. You're not. So
yeah. All right. Let's kill this thing. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Later.